move to a later slate now. We got two games starting the same window, 6:30 Central Time. We'll start with Florida. Those Gators we just talked about. I guess we did a little bit of a precursor into them. But they're going to Red Stick. They're going to Baton Rouge for a night game. That's not great. But Florida 7-point dogs right now at LSU. Total is 48 and a half. How do you think Brian Kelly's Cajun accent will look this week?
Well, well, I mean, his team's looking real good, so I think the accent is fine. Well, they didn't look that good against La Tech over the weekend. Only a 16-point win, and they were laying 35 and a half. So I don't know what maybe they were kind of looking ahead as well, but I mean, they've looked really good outside of that. I mean, the Clemson win. I mean, the Clemson's not it's not aging as good as it's supposed to, but if Clemson can get that win against Georgia Tech and kind of get things rolling in the ACC, then it'll look a lot better. But I mean, LSU is one of those teams. Their defensive improvement, like I had to question, like, is it legit or not? Because it was a big question. Could they stop anybody? And Blake Baker's done a great job. He's got new personnel, and they're looking good. Albeit it's kind of like 1.5 games and not a full 2 games because they played La Tech. I mean, they still can't run the ball, which is kind of concerning, and that's what you kind of want to do against Florida. They're 120. What is this? 123 in success rate and rush success rate. Florida, they Florida is a weird team, man. I mean, we saw one. They're really a one result team as well. So it's kind of hard to look at anything outside of that one game that we saw against South Florida, and that didn't look good at all. They got the discipline issues. I mean, the 11 penalties for 101 yards last game. Four of those led to first downs for USF, which was critical. I mean, they only had two explosive plays. They were 28% on third down. They didn't do a ton great. And last year, neither quarterback was impressive. Lagway was 13 of 26 for 226 yards, a touchdown. Nussmeier was 27 of 47 for 260 and a touchdown. LSU somewhat dominated the game. They won 27-16, but well, Florida won 27-16. I'm sorry, but LSU dominated the game if you look at the box score. So, I mean, Florida took some money as well early on. I can't get there. I also can't get there with the LSU side. I would look under if you think that if you're prescribing to the notion that the LSU defense is legit. And I think in only 2 games, but we saw it against a Clemson offense that was supposed to be, one of the better ones in the FBS. So I think that we see a lot of kind of like filling out process early on. LSU is going to try to establish the run. And then Florida, I mean, LSU is not going to allow that explosive play rate. They're going to Blake Baker's going to blitz a lot. How DJ Lagway handles that is going to be key. So I think we see a lot of ball control. Napier's still calling the plays, trying to save his job. So more ground and pound approach as well. So I'm looking at the under sidewise. I mean, I'd have to stay away. I really like it's really tough to pick one side or another, but under would be the only way I would look.
I feel like it's a nice thing to get a full touchdown in any game, especially in
Good.
the SEC. But if you're going on the road to Baton Rouge for a night game, even though it's not the, I guess, 7 p.m. start, but I mean, I still think 6:30 in that same range. So you're
Yeah,
seeing a
absolutely.
lot of nightfall there and a lot of
Yeah.
voodoo or whatever the heck goes on. I was supposed
Yeah.
to go to a game way back when COVID canceled it when Texas was playing there, unfortunately. But um, I wonder about the spot for Florida here because as a favorite at home, losing to South Florida in a game you kind of felt like you gave away with a bunch of discipline issues that gave first downs and such. Now you go on the road to a really tough place to play. Nussmeier, I mean, I feel like I'm hearing good things all
Yeah, it's
around.
good.
Even had a Saints fan sitting in front of me on Sunday saying how she believes that he's everything they were hoping for. I was like, oh yeah, like the Matt Flynn of the past, but
Well, his
I
dad's
don't,
the OC there.
I don't know if she got the joke there, but yeah, I wonder does like to me a great spot for Florida to respond to a
Yeah,
really
it is.
sad and disappointing upset loss. But is there also there's that side of it, but there's also the how do you have any confidence now heading into a really tough place to play? Yeah, the motivation and anger, well, those sort of things might be there. But how do you think Lagway and company handle that type of environment coming off a loss?
That's a good question. Now Lagway's got plenty of experience. He's played SEC. He's not one of those quarterbacks who this will be his first rowdy environment. He didn't start early on, but he got enough reps in SEC play to kind of understand what the environment. Now LSU is a different type of environment, and we talked about home field. That is one of the home fields that definitely still matters, regardless of what time is played. The later at night, the bigger the home field advantage. And albeit this is not like you said, it's a 6:30 kick, so they should be thankful that it's not like an 8:30 kick because it would be
Right.
on a different level. But I think Lagway would be fine. It's just like he was okay, and his offensive line was really good. It's just that the receivers were dropping passes, running the wrong routes. A little bit frustrating from a play calling standpoint if you're Billy Napier, because I mean you were setting it up. He had two touchdowns called back because of penalties, um, like two drops for touchdowns. Like so, there's a lot of like sloppiness. Now, can they clean that up? They're gonna have to do it at a high level because LSU is playing really well at home. They're trying to avenge a loss, which a lot of these guys were on that team when they went down to Florida and lost. So I'll be interested to see how Lagway perform. I really have no doubts that Lagway will be ready to go. It's just the other guys around him is what I will worry about if I'm a Florida fan or Florida backer. But I mean, the market believes in them. They took money early on that they got down. I think this is the lowest it's been all week. So somebody's believing in Florida.
Yeah, we'll see as we get towards kickoff on Saturday.